come out to the dock to see if I can try to begin hand feeding, actually eat live fish from my hands. And so that's going to be a process out here with the underwater camera and doing a little bit of fishing and throwing some fatheads and some rosy minnows in. We're trying to build a Pavlovian signal here for the fish so that they're triggered by certain noises or just my presence, so that we can begin hand feeding fish from the dock. Alright, for those of you interested, I've got the AverMedia recording device along with a battery pack to power the thing. Got the camera going, and then I'll hit the record button. See if we can't get some fish to come up and get those. So super interesting, guys. This is a shiner that came in there and snuck a pellet. The shiners were as active as the bluegill were eating pellets off of the surface. That was my big takeaway. There's a lot of large shiners in and amongst the pond. Nothing can eat them yet because they're too big, and our bass and walleye aren't big enough to take on that meal. But what's encouraging is that these shiners are going to lay eggs and produce the next crop of smaller shiners to just create more forage for the pond as a whole. Let some of these guys go right here. There's some perch coming into this scene. They're gonna eat up those minnows. So what I've noticed so far is that the perch don't come to the surface and feed on the pellets. That's primarily the bluegills and the shiners, actually. And so I wanted to add some more minnows to the pond. I'll do some stockings this spring to help boost the forage for the perch, to help them continue to grow. These rosies were like neon. All the fish were chasing it. They didn't stand a chance. But as they buried themselves down into the vegetation in the bottom, they were all able to hide for a little bit, but a lot of the perch just went right down and got them. There's a perch, snagged that one up. Bluegills chased them. But once again, didn't eat them. Now it looks to me that the perch that were on camera had quite plump bellies. I believe that is eggs that they're carrying, and soon to lay them here this spring. Even though those rosies are trying to hide in the vegetation down there, perch will find them. And these shiners, again, there's some 7-8 inch shiners in the pond already. And this is my favorite attack right here. How quickly this perch was able to grab this rosie from behind. I did a slow-mo video of it. You can see it right here if you want. And so this is the size the bluegills are getting here after a year and a half. These are 8+ inch bluegill. I caught a couple of them during the short ice season that we did have, 8 and 9 inches. But we're going to be harvesting those this summer so that we can make room for more. And here, the shiner gets that rosie. Shiner's big enough that are eating the minnows. It's crazy. Let all those guys go. And now for a little bit of fishing to see some up close action. Got one. All right, let's check the perch bellies. I think that those are pretty full of eggs. There's a little nicer one. Oh guys, look what we got here. We got a little smallmouth. And smallmouth just fight different. This is gonna be fun as these grow. Heck yeah. Guys, look here. They're growing up. I don't have a tape down here, but that's easily 10. That smallmouth's gonna go about 10 inches. Pretty. He gone. Another perch. I'll steal that from him. Looks like maybe some eggs still in there. Hey, another smallie. Somebody's gonna get that minnow now. Okay, I think that one might go a little bigger. Let's get him up here. Ooh, he's got some stomach on him. I would say he's eating good. It's a pretty fish. Ooh, that's a pretty perch. Oh, totally eggs in there. Look at that football belly. So I tooled around the pond a little bit more, look at some of our man-made and natural structure habitat around the pond. And what's consistent is that the algae hangs off of all of the PVC and all of the laydowns and wooden habitat. I did a video earlier about the phosphorus in the pond and trying to reduce that. You can check that here if you missed it. That'll be an ongoing effort this spring. These perch got full bellies and we expect them to be spawning soon. I also did a water test, and here our pH has always been about an 8 on the scale, so it's a little bit basic. Our ammonia is good, nitrite is good, and the phosphate level is what we've been focusing on, trying to reduce based on all of the nutrients that we have in the pond. And so that'll be an effort going forward, but here we show about 0.5 to 1 parts per million on the scale. And this spring I found interesting that this buck, it's an 8 with stickers that might make it a 10. Interesting, here late March, he's still got his antlers, haven't dropped them yet. The activity's starting to increase around the pond, and it's turkey season, and the rut is on, and this tom is presenting to this hen, and she doesn't appear impressed, at least yet. Thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and like the video if it was helpful. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.